MP3, track 74.
1,
Carry on.
2,
Get into.
3,
Get on with.
4,
Get up.
5,
Meet up with.
6,
Put on.
7,
Take off.
MP3, track 75.
Schools in Finland get the best results in the world in science and a second in maths and reading. We've come to Helsinki to find out what's so special about schools here. Benny is a pupil at a typical secondary school. Benny, do you mind if we ask you a few questions about your typical school day?
No, that's fine.
How does your day begin?
I walk to school. It's not far, just 15 minutes from my house. When I get to school, I take off my trainers and I walk around in my socks.
In your socks? Do you wear a uniform at school?
No, we wear informal clothes. It's quite relaxed at school. We don't have to call our teachers Mr. or Mrs. We can use their first names if we want to. It's optional.
Oh, that's very informal.
Yes, but nobody skips lessons because we have a good time at school. The school day is about 6 hours long, and we do all the usual academic subjects. But we also do a lot of music, art, and PE.
Do you have a lot of homework?
Yes, quite a lot. I get home at about 4 p.m. and I do my homework straight away because I like to watch television after dinner.
Do you know what you want to do when you leave school?
Yes, I want to do art history at Columbia University in New York.
Well, thanks, Benny. Good luck with your studies. I must say, your English is amazing.
Thanks. That's because the films we watch on TV are in the original version. It's a great way for me to improve my foreign languages.
MP3, track 76.
1,
Classmate.
2,
Compulsory.
3,
Demanding.
4,
Do a course.
5,
Do a subject.
6,
Drop a subject.
7,
Learn something by heart.
8,
Pass an exam.
9,
Revise for an exam.
10,
Skip a lesson.
MP3, track 77.
1,
Get better.
2,
Get cold.
3,
Get dark.
4,
Get ready.
5,
Get late.
6,
Get tired.
7,
Get a present.
8,
Get a reply.
9,
Get a text message.
10,
Get a good job.
11,
Get good marks.
12,
Get there.
13,
Get to London.
14,
Get to work.
15,
Get to the station.
16,
Get home.
17.
Get to school.
MP3. Track 78.
Has Ricky spoken to you about going travelling?
You mean travelling to South America next year?
Yes. He says he doesn't want to go to university. He wants to go travelling.
I know.
Well, the answer is no.
But if he goes to South America next year, he'll go to university the year after.
Oh, come on. If Ricky doesn't go to university this year, he'll never go.
Well, that's not...
And if he doesn't go to university, he won't get a decent job.
That's not true. You didn't go to university and you...
It was different then. There were more jobs and less unemployment. And anyway, I regret it.
I know you do. And I know that's why you want Ricky to go. But travelling is a good education too. He'll get a lot out of it if he goes to South America. He'll learn new languages, for example.
He'll waste a year if he goes travelling. He'll do bungee jumps and get a tattoo if he does a gap year. Why do you think it's a good idea? He's so young. If he goes away on his own, he'll get into trouble. He's never been anywhere on his own before.
That's exactly why I think he should go. He's 18 years old. If he doesn't do anything on his own, he'll never be independent.
Well, I don't know. I still think he should go to university first. I need more time to think about this.
MP3. Track 79.
How did your parents react when you told them about South America?
Oh, sort of okay.
Not very well then.
Well, my mum's okay, but my dad wants me to go to university. You know what he thinks. If I go travelling, I won't go to university when I come back.
Oh dear. Did you tell them about Christina?
No way. I can't tell them I'm going to South America to see a girl. If I tell them the truth, they definitely won't let me go.
Oh. So why do they think you want to go then?
I told them I want to learn Spanish.
But Christina's Brazilian, isn't she? You won't learn any Spanish if you visit her.
Oh, yeah. They speak Portuguese in Brazil, don't they? Well, I just said I wanted to learn languages. But if my dad doesn't agree, I won't be able to go.
Right. Oh well. If your mum thinks it's a good idea, she'll convince your dad. Don't worry. Women always get their way.
What? Oh, yes, I suppose so.
MP3. Track 80.
Hi, Tom. Are you coming out with us tonight?
Oh, no, I can't. I'm revising for exams. I need to learn 50 French verbs by heart tonight.
But the exams don't start until next month.
I know, but I get really nervous about exams. If I don't revise every night, I'll get stressed.
I don't know why you're so worried. You always get good marks in class.
I know, but that's different. In exams, I panic, and I really want to get good grades for my A-levels. I want to get into a good university.
Listen, you need to relax. If you continue like this, you'll get ill.
Well, what can I do?
OK. First, you need to make a revision timetable. If you make a timetable, you'll see that you have plenty of time to do everything.
Yeah, that's quite a good idea.
And I think you spend too much time alone. Sometimes it's good to study with other people.
Is it? I'm not so sure. They might know more than I do.
You're so negative.
Well, it's okay for you. You don't get nervous.
Of course I get nervous, but I try to be positive. For example, before an exam, I imagine myself in the exam. I know all the answers and I pass the exam with the best marks.
It's true. I'm not very confident.
Also, you need to take breaks from time to time. Go out and enjoy yourself. If you study all the time, you'll get exhausted. So you're coming out with us tonight.
Oh, am I? OK. But if I fail my exams, I'll blame you.
MP3. Track 81.
Good afternoon, Year 12. Next year, Year 13, is your last year at secondary school. Next year, you'll apply for a place at university. But which university? Of course, we'll help you to choose the best university for you, but today I'm going to give you some general information to think about. You can apply to 5 different universities. So think about where you would like to live and then go online and read about the different universities. You'll find all the information you need to make your 5 choices. The universities will offer you a place depending on your A-level grades. You'll take your A-level exams in June. Most of you will take 3 or 4 A-levels, and if you get good grades, you'll get into university. If you are likely to get excellent grades at A-level, why not apply to Oxford or Cambridge University? You'll have to take a special entrance exam, so it's a good idea to have extra lessons to prepare for this special exam. Last year, nearly 600,000 students applied for a place at university in the UK. 200,000 of those were not successful. The competition is strong, and you may not get into the university of your choice this year. Perhaps you'd like to study abroad. Recently, university tuition fees in the UK have increased. In some places, you have to pay £9,000 a year. More and more people are now thinking about doing a degree overseas. Finally, some good news. When they graduate from university, 89.9% of people find a job. So work hard and do your best to get into university next year. Now, we just have time for a few questions. Yes.
MP3. Track 82.
A,
15.1,
B,
170,
C,
30,919,
D,
18.18,
E,
40,414,
F,
616,000.
MP3. Track 83.
Get a lot out of something. Get a tattoo. Get ill. Get into trouble. Get nervous. Get rid of something.
MP3. Track 84.
The Man Who Moves Mountains. Greg Mortensen hates to be called a hero, but in the mountains of Pakistan and Afghanistan, that is what people call him. He has helped them to build more than 60 schools, and this has changed the lives of many young people, especially the girls. But what first brought a white American man to this remote part of the world where tourists rarely go? Greg Mortensen was born in the United States, but grew up in Africa where his parents were teachers. His hobby was mountain climbing. He climbed his first mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro, when he was only 11. Many years later, when his younger sister died suddenly, he decided to climb Pakistan's K2 in her memory. K2 is the second highest mountain in the world. He didn't reach the summit of K2, and after 78 days at high altitude, he was exhausted. On his way back, he got lost and eventually, unable to walk properly, he stumbled into the tiny village of Corfey. The villagers looked after him and nursed him back to health. He soon realized how poor these people were. When he asked to see the village school, they took him to the village square. But there was no school. Instead, the children were sitting on the ground outside, without a teacher, writing in the sand with sticks. He could see that the children were thirsty for knowledge and were doing their best to learn, even in such difficult conditions. So he promised to return and build a school for them. Back in America, he started a program called Pennies for Pakistan. School children asked their friends and families to donate pennies, and the pennies became dollars. After 3 years of fundraising, he went back to Corfey. The villagers were amazed when he kept his promise and built Corfey School for Girls. It was a simple building with 8 classrooms and a small playground. Most of the girls who attend the school will be the first literate women in their families. Their mothers never had the opportunity to learn to read and write. He explains that it is important to provide an education for girls. In the developing world, girls often get married at the age of 12 and have children by 15. But if a girl stays in school, it makes a big difference to her life. She'll marry later, have fewer and healthier children. She can earn an income and invest in her family. Greg Mortensen likes to quote an African proverb. If you educate a boy, you educate an individual. But if you educate a girl, you educate a community.
MP3, track 85.
Hi, George. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just making a poster. I'm collecting money for a children's charity.
Cool. Which charity is it?
It's the charity called Pennies for Peace. A guy called Greg Mortensen started it in 1995. He builds schools in remote places where the people are too poor to build their own schools and too poor to pay $1 a day for a teacher. He believes that every child should have the opportunity to go to school.
Wow. He sounds like an amazing person. Is he rich?
No, not at all. He does a lot of fundraising. When he started, he needed $12,000. That's how much it costs to build a school. So he wrote 580 letters to famous people. He only got one reply.
One reply?
That's right, one reply with a check for $100. So, then he sold everything he had. He even gave up his apartment and slept in his car. But it wasn't enough.
So, what did he do next?
Well, his mother was a teacher in an elementary school. She told her pupils about the villages in Pakistan where there was no school and showed photographs of the children writing in the sand with sticks. The school children were shocked. They couldn't imagine a place where children were so poor. So they asked everybody they knew to donate 1 penny. And after 6 weeks, they had 62,340 pennies.
That's $623.40.
That's right. And that was the beginning of the Pennies for Peace program. Since then, they've collected more than $100,000. And with other fundraising, they've built more than 80 schools.
Why is it called Pennies for Peace?
At first, it was called Pennies for Pakistan. But Greg Mortensen believes that peace in the world starts with education. So, he changed the name to Pennies for Peace.
It sounds brilliant. Can I help?
Yes. You can put one of these posters up in your school.
MP3, Track 86.
1,
Collection. Collect.
2,
Decision. Decide.
3,
Donation. Donate.
4,
Education. Educate.
5,
Exhaustion. Exhaust.
6,
Explanation. Explain.
7,
Isolation. Isolate.
8,
Provision. Provide.
MP3. Track 87.
Did you hear about Nick? He's not going to go to university because he wants to be an actor.
Really? I don't think that's a good idea. He won't have any qualifications.
I see what you mean. But if he wants to be an actor, he doesn't need qualifications. Personally, I think he's doing the right thing.
Oh, come on. That's nonsense. It's really hard to be a successful actor. If he doesn't get an acting job immediately, he might need to get a proper job.
That's true, but he will get an acting job easily. He's really good looking, he's a good actor, and he can sing.
I couldn't agree more. Nick's gorgeous and very talented. But if you want to be an actor, talent isn't enough. You need to know someone in the acting profession.
I'm not so sure. That's how it was in the past, but now it's different. If you ask me, you just need to be positive and believe in yourself.
That's a good point. Maybe I'm too negative. But Nick only has 1 more year before university. I think he should do his degree first.
I totally disagree. I really believe Nick should follow his dream. In my opinion, he's going to be really famous.
MP3. Track 88.
What makes you happy in your job? What is the happiest job in the world? We want to find out what makes people happy in their work. Is it a big salary, a nice office, or is it more than that? We asked 6 people in different jobs what they like and what they don't like about their jobs. This is what they told us. Lena.
I'm Lena and I'm a hairdresser. I work for my father. He has a big salon in the town centre. I usually work long hours and I'm on my feet all day. My profession is quite badly paid, but it's a lovely job because you meet so many people. I think the best thing about my job is that I make people happy. For that reason, I really enjoy my job.
Anna.
My name's Anna and I'm a nurse. I work in a large hospital. I work very long hours. I sometimes do 13-hour shifts. I love helping people and working in a team, but every night when I come home from work, I'm exhausted. I don't earn very much. I think nursing is an important job and I should get a better salary. I used to enjoy my job, but now I find it too stressful.
Martin.
I'm Martin, and I'm a builder. It's hard, physical work, and I have to get up very early. I like working with my hands, and I also like being outside. I couldn't work in an office all day. I work for a construction company, and the wages are not very good, but sometimes I do overtime and I get extra pay. I quite like my job, but I don't want to do it forever.
Eliza.
My name is Eliza and I'm a banker. I work for Citibank. I have a nice big office and my salary is very good. I get a pay rise every year, and if the bank is doing well, I usually get a bonus on top of that. I have to work very hard, and I'm responsible for a large department. I work long hours and I never take a day off, so it's difficult to have a social life. I think I have a very good job, but I can't say I'm 100% happy.
Albert.
I'm Albert and I'm a plumber. I'm self-employed, so I make all my own decisions. I don't have to depend on anybody else. I work flexible hours and I often work at the weekend when I have to deal with an emergency. I get great job satisfaction. When you fix a plumbing problem, it makes people very happy. I think that's the reason I like my work so much.
Justin.
My name's Justin, and I'm in IT. I'm a computer programmer. I'm working on a really interesting project at the moment. I work regular office hours, and I suppose my salary is about average. I get 5 weeks paid holiday a year. I often work from home, and that's good because I don't have to worry about the traffic in the morning. It also means I work alone, and some days I don't speak to another human being. But I communicate with people online. In fact, I have more than 800 friends on Facebook. Am I happy? Yes, I suppose so.
Well, a big thank you to all the people who told us about their work. We think that the happiest jobs are hairdresser and plumber. Why? Not because they earn a high salary, but because they make people happy. That's the secret to a happy job.
MP3. Track 89.
1,
I'm a plumber.
2,
I'm in IT.
3,
I work in a large hospital.
4,
I work for a construction company.
5,
I work for Citibank.
6,
I work for my father.
MP3. Track 90.
Money.
1,
Be well paid.
2,
Be badly paid.
3,
Be self-employed.
4,
Earn an average salary. Get an average salary.
5,
Earn a high salary. Get a high salary.
6,
Earn low wages. Get low wages.
7,
Get a bonus.
8,
Get a pay rise. Hours.
9,
Do flexible hours. Work flexible hours.
10,
Do long hours. Work long hours.
11,
Do overtime. Work overtime.
12,
Do regular office hours. Work regular office hours.
13,
Do shifts. Work shifts. Holidays.
14,
Get days off. Have days off. Take days off.
15,
Get 5 weeks paid holiday. Have 5 weeks paid holiday. Take 5 weeks paid holiday.
MP3. Track 91.
Apply for a job. Have a job. Look for a job. Start work. Finish work. Work for a foreign company. Work from home. Work in advertising. Work in an office. Work outside. Work with your hands.
MP3. Track 92.
1.
So, do you know what you want to do when you leave school yet?
Yes, there is something I really want to do, but I'm not sure if I can.
Oh, what's that?
I want to do your job.
Ah, right. Well, why not? It's a great job, and we need more women in the profession. There aren't many female pilots. Did you know that only 5% of airline pilots are women?
That's terrible. Why is that?
I'm not sure. The training is long and very expensive, but it's the same for men and women. Maybe women think it's a man's job, so they don't apply for the training.
2.
Is your dad enjoying his new job? He started last month, didn't he?
Yes. He decided to leave his last job because he spent ages travelling to work every day. He earned a lot more money then, but he thinks it's better to be at home longer.
I think he's right. My dad works from home now. He earns quite a lot and he can decide what time to start and finish work himself.
I think my mum would go mad if Dad stayed home every day.
3.
I'm the manager of a big supermarket, and I really love my work. When I was at school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't very good at exams, and studying has always been hard for me, so I didn't want to go to university and get a degree. I get on well with people, and I worked on the checkout at a supermarket. It was great fun, and I enjoyed meeting all the different people. I got promotion, and they sent me on several courses. Now I'm the boss. To do this job, you need to be sensible and organised, but most importantly, you need good social skills. I sit at a desk a lot, so I go jogging and swimming to keep fit too.
MP3. Track 93.
So, do you know what you want to do when you leave school yet?
Yes, there is something I really want to do, but I'm not sure if I can.
Oh, what's that?
I want to do your job.
Ah, right. Well, why not? It's a great job, and we need more women in the profession. There aren't many female pilots. Did you know that only 5% of airline pilots are women?
That's terrible. Why is that?
I'm not sure. The training is long and very expensive, but it's the same for men and women. Maybe women think it's a man's job, so they don't apply for the training.
If I wanted to be an airline pilot, would I find the training difficult?
No, I don't think so. In fact, I think you have the right qualities.
Really?
Yes. You're healthy and you have excellent eyesight. You're intelligent. You're good at maths and science. And you get on well with people. If you got your university degree first and then went to pilot school, you could be a great pilot.
Do you enjoy your job?
I love it. I work long hours, but there are lots of good things about my job. For instance, I can travel anywhere in the world for free. There aren't many countries that I haven't visited.
I know. You're so lucky. But it's also a very responsible job.
Yes, it's true. But I like that. I need a challenge.
What about your colleagues?
I work with some great people. We have a really good time together.
Do you earn a lot?
I earn a good salary, but if I were captain, I would earn even more.
Is it easy to become a captain and get a pay rise?
No, you need a lot of experience. I've only been doing this job for 5 years. I may become captain after another 10 years.
10 years?
Yes. Think about it. If you went on a plane, you'd want the captain to have a lot of experience, wouldn't you?
Yes, that's true. But it's such an exciting and glamorous job.
Well, sometimes. But the lifestyle is difficult. You spend a lot of time away from home.
Yes, we don't see you very often. You couldn't come to my 17th birthday, and you even missed last Christmas.
Yes, that's a problem. I can't always take time off when I want to. And if I had children, it would be almost impossible to do this job. I think that's the main reason why there aren't many female airline captains.
You could have a house husband.
OK, you find me a house husband and I'll continue being an airline pilot.
MP3. Track 94.
1,
Journalist. Receptionist. Specialist.
2,
Beautician. Electrician. Musician.
3,
Carpenter. Instructor. Interpreter.
4,
Engineer. Photographer. Secretary.
MP3. Track 95.
1,
Bus driver.
2,
Taxi driver.
3,
Estate agent.
4,
Travel agent.
5,
Office assistant.
6,
Shop assistant.
7,
Driving instructor.
8,
Skiing instructor.
MP3. Track 96.
Moneyless man. Imagine living for a whole year without money. No cash, no credit cards, nothing. How would you manage? Where would you live? What would you eat? Businessman Mark Boyle did it, and he found out that it wasn't so bad after all. In fact, he loved it. So why did Mark Boyle decide to give up money? The beginnings of free economy. Living without money was not his original plan. At college in his native Ireland, he studied for a degree in business. His plan was to get a good job and earn as much money as possible. But during his final year at college, he saw a film called Gandhi and heard the words that changed his life. Be the change you want to see in the world. The change that Boyle wanted to see in the world was for people to be less dependent on money. So he set up the Free Economy Community. Its aim is for people to share their time, knowledge and skills without exchanging money. There are over 40,000 members of the community, in more than 160 different countries. A year without cash. Then Boyle realised that if he wanted money to be less important to people, he should try to live without it. So he decided to live for a year without cash. He knew it wouldn't be easy, so he bought 3 things: a solar panel, a wood-fired stove, and a bicycle. Then he worked out how to manage the basics of life: food, shelter, washing, transport, and social life. For food, he grew his own vegetables and picked wild fruit, leaves, and nuts in the forest. He also found food in bins outside supermarkets. For shelter, he lived in a caravan which was donated by a member of the free economy community. He didn't have electricity, so he used candles in the evening and read books that he borrowed from the library. For washing, he used a solar-powered shower. He cleaned his teeth using fennel seeds from the forest and a pack of toothbrushes that he found in a supermarket bin. His toilet was a hole in the ground, and he used old newspapers as toilet paper. He cycled everywhere and kept fit by doing push-ups every morning. He didn't miss television at all. He found lots of ways to have fun without spending any money. He went to free art exhibitions, cinema nights, and music events. He wrote a blog and answered emails on his solar-powered computer. The free economy philosophy. At the end of a year without money, Boyle felt fitter and happier than ever. This quote from his book, entitled The Moneyless Man, sums up his philosophy. If we all had to grow our own food, we wouldn't waste 40% of it as we do today. If we made our own tables and chairs, we wouldn't throw them out the moment we change the interior decor. If we had to clean our own drinking water, we wouldn't contaminate it.
MP3, track 97.
1,
Find out.
2,
Give up.
3,
Set up.
4,
Sum up.
5,
Throw out.
6.
Work out.
MP3, track 98.
1,
I work for an IT company. The dress code is simple. You have to wear clothes. Actually, it's a very informal office, and most people wear jeans. You can wear a t-shirt with the name of the company on it, but you don't have to. Of course, you need to be clean and tidy, and there are a few rules, like we can't chew gum in the office. We can have drinks while we work, but we can't bring food to our desks. But it doesn't matter because there's a great canteen. Oh yes, there's another rule. The boss says we mustn't take our laptops into the canteen. I think that's a great rule. It means we have to speak to one another.
2,
I work for a fashion magazine. It's a great job and I love it. But I'm new here, so I have to work very long hours for not very much money. My parents keep saying, you must ask for a rise in salary. But I know that there are hundreds of people who would do this job for nothing. So I think I must be patient, and I mustn't forget that I'm getting good experience, even if I don't earn much. People think I have to wear designer clothes and look fashionable all the time. But in fact, I can wear whatever I want, except when I have to interview somebody. Then I have to dress a bit more smartly. For example, I can't wear jeans or trainers, but I needn't wear a suit.
3. I'm in the music industry, and I'm really lucky because I work from home. People think I get up late and wear pyjamas all day, but it's not true. I need to get up early like everybody else, because people start calling me when they get to the office. One of the best things about working from home is that I can go for a run when I want a break, so I usually wear sports clothes all day. Sometimes I have to call people in a different time zone, in America or Australia, and that means I need to stay up very late. In fact, I have a video conference at midnight tonight with somebody in San Francisco. I must remember to have a shave and wear a shirt and tie.
MP3, track 99.
You know when you did your work experience?
Yes.
What was it like?
It was really good. It really helped me to know what sort of job I want to do in the future, and also what I don't want to do.
Oh, that's good. I need to do work experience soon. What do you think I should do?
You should think about it carefully. My best advice would be to think about your ideal career and then choose the kind of job you really want to do. I don't think you should do what somebody else wants you to do. You should choose.
Okay, thanks. That's really helpful. And do you have any tips on how to learn from my work experience?
Well, first I think you should think about what you want to learn. Then you should work hard and try out as many different new skills as possible. You should talk to other employees too, because you can learn a lot from experienced people.
Oh, I'm not sure that's a good idea. I don't want to annoy people. They'll be busy.
Just be polite and it'll be fine. Oh, and it's a good idea to listen to any feedback you receive and learn from it.
That's great advice. Thanks.
So, what are you going to do?
Well, my dad wants me to work at the hospital with him, but I'm going to follow your advice and do what I want to do. I'm going to contact a local radio station and apply to work with the DJ.
Oh, right. Well, if I were you, I'd tell your dad when he's in a good mood.
MP3, track 100.
1.
I think you should do some research.
2.
I don't think you should be nervous.
3.
My best advice would be to be on time.
4.
It's a good idea to prepare some questions.
5.
If I were you, I'd just be yourself.
MP3, track 101.
Uncle John, can I ask you something?
Sure, Leia. What is it?
Well, you're a nurse, right? You work at the hospital.
That's right.
But you're a man. I've never seen a male nurse apart from you. Are you the only male nurse on the planet?
Well, not on the planet. But it's true that there aren't many male nurses.
Why is that?
I think a lot of people still think it's a job for women. When I first started the job, my friends used to make jokes and laugh at me. They used to call me Missy John.
No.
They don't do it anymore. And anyway, I don't care because I love my job.
Are you well paid?
Yes, I'm happy with what I earn. But that's not really the best thing about my job. The most satisfying thing is helping people and seeing them get better. All day long, I talk to people and I help them.
It sounds really interesting. And when people are really unwell, or if they die, doesn't that make you really sad?
Well, of course, there are some bad times. When there is an emergency or when someone dies, it's very stressful. And it's tiring. You're on your feet all day doing physical work.
That's why you never get up until 11 a.m. when you have a day off.
Of course. I sleep more then. I work long hours. Sometimes I do shifts. For example, next week I'm working from midnight to 8 a.m.
Wow, that is tiring. Why did you want to become a nurse?
I did some work experience at the local hospital when I was at school. I followed the nurses around for a week and I absolutely loved it. So I finished high school and then I did a degree in nursing.
Do you think you'll always be a nurse?
I think so. I hope I'll get promoted to nurse manager in the future.
MP3. Track 102.
1.
I love going to the mall. Everything I need is in the same place. Clothes, food, entertainment, everything. I can buy a bottle of shampoo, a packet of biscuits, a new pair of skis, and a bunch of flowers for my mum, all in the same place. Sometimes we go to the mall and spend all day there. We go shopping in the morning, have lunch, and then go to the cinema.
2.
I never go to a restaurant or cafe in a shopping mall. I don't enjoy eating somewhere where there aren't any windows. And I really don't like buying food in those places. I know I'm old-fashioned, but I like to buy my meat at the butcher's, my bread at the baker's, and my vegetables at the greengrocer's. I think it's terrible that these huge shopping malls take business away from the smaller shops.
3.
Shopping malls are okay. They're quite convenient. It doesn't matter what the weather's like. I hate shopping in the rain, but in the mall it's no problem. It's also easy to park at the mall. The car parks are enormous. Also, you don't have to pay in cash. In the mall, you can pay for everything by card. It's so easy.
4.
The problem with shopping malls is that they're all the same. And the shops are so expensive. There are too many designer shops. Who pays £600 for a handbag? Not me. I can't afford it. The only time I go to the mall is when there's a sale on or something's on special offer. Then I'm happy because I can pick up a bargain. But most of the time, I just go window shopping.
5.
I think shopping malls are good because there's something for everybody. I go to a shopping mall with my family about once a month, and we all go to different shops. My mum goes to the clothes shops, my dad goes to the book shops, my sister goes to the shoe shops, and I go to the sports shops.
MP3. Track 103.
Electrical goods.
1.
Light bulbs.
2.
Vacuum cleaners. Entertainment.
3.
Theme park.
4.
Aquarium.
5.
Cinema. Health and beauty.
6.
Toiletries.
7.
Manicure. Home and garden.
8.
Carpets.
9.
Plants. Services.
10.
Post office.
11.
Wedding chapel. Sport and leisure wear.
12.
Swimwear.
13.
Trainers.
MP3, track 104.
1,
A bottle of perfume. A bottle of shampoo.
2,
A bunch of flowers. A bunch of grapes.
3,
A can of cola. A can of tomatoes.
4,
A jar of jam. A jar of instant coffee.
5,
A packet of biscuits. A packet of tea.
6,
A pair of jeans. A pair of skis.
MP3, track 105.
1,
Can't afford it.
2,
Get a refund.
3,
Go window shopping.
4,
Have a sale.
5,
Keep the receipt.
6,
On special offer.
7,
Pick up a bargain.
MP3, track 106.
Hello and welcome to Ask the Expert. The topic of today's programme is buying presents, and our expert is psychologist Amy Black. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, Amy.
You're welcome. I'm pleased to be here.
Amy, can you tell us what sort of person is good at choosing presents?
Well, it's true that some people are really good at buying presents and some people are really bad. But I don't think it's a question of personality. I think anybody can buy a good present, but they have to do some research. They have to think about the type of person the present is for. What are their hobbies and interests? Do they have a favorite shop, a favorite brand, a favorite color? The best presents are chosen after a lot of thinking.
Do you think women are better than men at buying presents?
Well, I suppose women like shopping more than men, and this means they don't mind spending hours in shopping centers or online. But as I said, anybody can buy a good present.
OK, let's read our first question. This was sent by Isabel, 17 years old, from Bristol. She says, "My mum is going to be 40, and I want to get her something special to cheer her up." What do you think, Amy?
Well, Isabel, it's great that you want to get your mom something special. If you want to cheer her up, toiletries are always a good idea, but be careful. Your mom doesn't want to feel old, so don't buy face cream for the older woman. You could try perfume, but first look in the bathroom and find out which perfume she wears.
OK, our next question is from Alexander, 18 years old, from Bournemouth. He says, "It's my girlfriend's birthday next week. We haven't been going out together for very long, just 2 weeks. Should I get her a present?"
Hi, Alexander. I think it's fine to get your girlfriend a present if you want to, but don't spend too much money. Get her something personal but cheap, like a purse or a friendship bracelet. Don't buy expensive jewelry. Maybe next birthday if you're still together.
Time for one more. This one's from Charlotte, 16 years old, from London. She says, "One of my classmates is having her 16th birthday soon, and I want to get her something nice, but I can't afford to spend much."
Well, Charlotte, why don't you collect money from a group of friends and buy something really good from all of you? It doesn't have to be an object. I think it's a really nice idea to buy an experience for your friend. For example, if she's musical, you could pay for a few hours in a recording studio.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Amy. Before we finish, do you have any more tips?
Well, the most important thing to remember is that it isn't the value of the present that matters. It's the amount of time you spend thinking about the person. That's the key.
Good advice, Amy. That's all we have time for today.
MP3, track 107.
1,
Receipt. Psychology.
2,
Right. Wrong.
3,
Debt. Doubt.
4,
Island. Aisle.
5,
No. Knife.
6,
Listen. Castle.
MP3, track 108.
1,
Do some research.
2,
Do the shopping.
3,
Make a living.
4,
Protect the environment.
5,
Reduce poverty.
MP3, track 109.
Colours and the consumer. In today's competitive market, shops need to pay attention to the colours they use to attract customers. All colours are associated with different emotions, so they have to choose them carefully. Here's a brief outline of the effect of different colours on the typical consumer. Red. Red is the colour of extremes and strong emotions, passion, danger and anger. It's associated with speed and excitement, so it's no surprise that red is the most popular colour for sports cars. It is the most noticeable colour in the spectrum, so it's used for everything that wants to attract our attention in a hurry, such as warning signs on the road and fire engines. This is why you often see sale signs in red. The colour red makes your heart beat faster and attracts people who buy things on impulse. Blue. Blue is the colour of security, loyalty and honesty. This is why it's used by so many banks. If blue is used on a website, customers will trust the site with their credit card details. Blue is a calm, relaxing colour, often used to attract careful customers rather than impulse buyers. When blue lighting was installed on the streets of Glasgow, crime fell dramatically. Green. Green has always been the colour of growth and nature. Now it has become the symbol of ecology and the environment. This is why it's often used on food packaging. There are different shades of green, and it's a colour that has to be chosen carefully. Light green is fresh and eco-friendly, while dark green may be associated with negative emotions such as jealousy and greed. In Western cultures, green is a lucky colour. Purple. Since Roman times, purple has been associated with royalty. It suggests magic and mystery, wealth and luxury. Expensive anti-aging beauty products are often packaged in purple, especially to attract the older and wealthier customers. Shops must use purple with care. It can easily look old-fashioned. Yellow. Yellow is the colour of youth, happiness and creativity. Bright and cheerful, yellow is a colour that makes people feel energetic. If a shop window has yellow in it, customers will be attracted to the shop. Pink. Pink is the colour of preteen girls. For products that focus on this age group and gender, pink is the colour that shops always choose. Pink suggests love, friendship and kindness. While red is passionate, pink is romantic and sweet. Orange. Children love orange. It's fruity and fun. In shops, it may suggest that a product is economical or cheap. It's no surprise that it's the colour of cheap airlines like EasyJet and the online bookstore Amazon. Colour combinations. Red and yellow are used for logos by McDonald's, Burger King and Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's difficult to see this combination without thinking of fast food. However, black and white suggest elegance and was chosen by Chanel for their branding.
MP3 track 110.
1.
Anger. Angry.
2.
Creativity. Creative.
3.
Elegance. Elegant.
4.
Greed. Greedy.
5.
Honesty. Honest.
6.
Jealousy. Jealous.
7.
Mystery. Mysterious.
8.
Passion. Passionate.
9.
Security. Secure.
10.
Wealth. Wealthy.
MP3 track 111.
1.
It's dark in here, and that music is a bit loud. Are you sure this is a shop?
Yes, Mum. It's Jenny's favourite shop. Excuse me, I'm looking for a top.
Yes, they're over there.
Thanks. Here, this is what she wants.
What size is she?
Well, I'm a size 10, so she's a 12. Excuse me, do you have this in a size 12, please?
Sure. Here you are. Would you like to try it on? The changing rooms are over there.
No, that's all right. I'll take it.
That's £29.99, please. How would you like to pay?
Cash, please. It's a present, so if it doesn't fit, can we get a refund?
You have 28 days for a refund or an exchange. Make sure you keep your receipt.
Two.
Can I help you?
Yes, I bought this dress last week, but the zip doesn't work.
Really? I'm sorry about that. What's wrong with it?
Well, when I try to close it, nothing happens.
That's strange. Are you sure you haven't pulled on it too hard?
Yes, of course I'm sure. I think it's faulty.
It's ripped here. Are you sure you didn't rip it?
No, I didn't rip it. Listen, I took it out of the bag, I tried it on, but the zip didn't work. So I put it back in the bag, and now I'd like a refund, please.
Do you have your receipt?
Yes, here it is.
We can exchange it for a new one.
No thanks. I just want my money back.
OK, that's no problem. Can you fill in your details here, please?
MP3 track 112.
1.
Arson. Arsonist. Set fire to something.
2.
Burglary. Burglar. Burgle a house.
3,
Drug dealing. Drug dealer. Deal drugs.
4,
Mugging. Mugger. Mug somebody.
5,
Murder. Murderer. Murder somebody.
6,
Piracy. Pirate. Pirate software.
7,
Robbery. Robber. Rob somebody. Rob a place.
8,
Shoplifting. Shoplifter. Shoplift.
9,
Theft. Thief. Steal something.
10,
Vandalism. Vandal. Vandalize.
MP3 track 113.
1.
Excuse me, madam.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Can I have a look in your bag, please? I don't think you've paid for these items, have you?
Oh dear. I was going to pay, but I forgot.
2,
I'm not guilty. Honestly. I didn't kill her. I wasn't even there.
Where were you at 8 p.m. that evening then? It's important for you to have a good alibi.
I was playing football.
Can you prove it?
Yes. I was with a group of friends. I'm innocent.
OK. Give me some names and I'll contact them.
3,
Give me a cigarette.
I haven't got one.
Oh. I'm bored.
Oh, why did you do that?
Dunno. I felt like it. Come on, those buildings over there are empty. Let's break the windows.
Yeah, okay.
4,
Nobody move. Hand over the money. Hurry up.
OK, let's get out of here.
5,
Hello, fire service?
I want to report a fire. There are some empty buildings near here. They're on fire. I saw 2 boys running away. I think they set fire to the building.
What is your address?
It's 24...
6,
Hey, what are you doing? Ow! Get off! Help! Stop him! He's taken my bag!
Are you okay?
No. Oh, my arm really hurts. And he took my bag with everything in it.
MP3 track 114.
A crime is committed. A suspect is arrested. Victims and/or witnesses are interviewed. Evidence is collected. The case goes to court. Guilty. The person is sentenced, for example, to 3 months in prison. Not guilty. Innocent. The case ends.
MP3 track 115.
1,
A criminal.
2,
A judge.
3,
A police officer.
4,
A suspect.
5,
A victim.
6,
A witness.
MP3 track 116.
1. Stare at something. 2. Bite your nails. 3. Cross your arms. 4. Raise your eyebrows. 5. Fiddle with your hair. 6. Blink your eyes.
MP3 track 117.
Hello and welcome to Saturday Morning Live. Today we have Martin Johnson with us in the studio. Martin works for the police service as a lie spotter. He knows when people are telling the truth and also when they're lying. Martin, we're very pleased to have you with us this morning.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Can you tell us how you became involved in lie spotting?
Well, before I started working for the police, I'd studied business and psychology at university. On my course, we studied body language. I found it fascinating, especially the way people behave when they're trying to hide something or tell a lie.
So, how exactly can you tell if someone is lying?
First, you need to watch the face. A fake smile is the first sign that something isn't right. It means somebody is trying to hide a real feeling. It's easy to do a fake smile. You just turn the sides of your mouth up. But a real smile changes a person's whole face. The eyes light up, and the cheeks and eyebrows rise. And lots of lines appear around the eyes.
I've heard that if someone is lying, they can't look at you directly in your eyes. Is that true?
No, that's not true. In fact, if someone is lying, they often stare a little bit too much in your eyes. Also, if someone is lying, they often blink more.
So the eyes can give you a lot of information.
Yes, indeed. The eyes can tell you a lot. But there are other signs that indicate a person is lying. Crossed arms, for example, or a hand in front of the mouth. Some people fiddle with their hair or touch their face. And then there are the things people say.
Right. So what sort of things do people say when they're lying?
Well, they sometimes give too much information. A typical example is the suspect who tells you that he had been at home all evening and then tells you in detail what he'd watched on television, who he had been with, exactly what time he'd gone to bed, and so on. It's unnatural to give so much detail, and I would be suspicious.
Do people generally lie a lot?
Yes. The average person tells between 10 and 200 lies every day. But they're not serious lies. For example, we say, "Yes, that colour really suits you." "No, you don't look fat." Men lie to make themselves look better. Women lie to protect other people. Teenagers lie to their parents all the time. But my job is not to spot those types of lies. I need to help the police to decide whether a suspect is guilty or innocent.
Well, Martin, it sounds like a fascinating job. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Thank you for being with us today. If you've enjoyed today's programme and you want to know more, you can find Martin's book, Spot the Liar, in all major bookstores and online, of course.
MP3 track 118.
1,
Ear.
2,
A.
3,
Oor.
4,
Oi.
5,
O.
6,
air,
7,
I,
8,
ow,
MP3 track 119.
1,
ear, ear,
2,
a, face,
3,
sure,
4,
oi, voice,
5,
o, nose,
6,
air, hair,
7,
I,
8,
ow, mouth.
MP3 track 120.
1,
Fascinating. Boring.
2,
Genuine. Fake.
3,
Tell the truth. Tell a lie.
4,
True. False.
MP3 track 121.
OK, last week Julia told us about her hero, Anne Frank. Today, Robert is going to tell us about his hero. Robert.
Thank you. My hero is Martin Luther King for his fight against racism in America. I believe that thanks to Martin Luther King and other black leaders like him, Barack Obama became the first African-American president of the United States in 2008. African Americans suffered for many years in North America. It started with slavery in the 16th century. They arrived from Africa and were sold as slaves to white farmers. Slavery continued until the 19th century. That's over 300 years. In 1865, Abraham Lincoln ended slavery, but it continued illegally, especially in the southern states of America. Racism existed all over America, and life was hard for black people. In the 1920s, 30s and 40s, black singers like Louis Armstrong and Billie Holiday sang about racism and other problems. In the 1950s and 60s, the civil rights movement fought against segregation. Did you know that in 1960s America, black and white people could not attend the same schools or sit next to one another on the bus or in the cinema? Martin Luther King was the leader of the civil rights movement. In 1964, he won the Nobel Peace Prize for his work against racial discrimination. 1 year before that, he gave his most famous speech. I'd like to play you an extract of his famous speech now.
MP3 track 122.
The American Civil Rights Movement. The African American Civil Rights Movement took place in the USA between 1955 and 1968. But African Americans had fought for freedom and justice for many years before that. The need for a civil rights movement. In 1865, Abraham Lincoln declared the end of slavery. After this, African Americans became full citizens of the USA. And in 1870, men were given the right to vote. However, in the first half of the 20th century, racism against the black community was a huge social problem. In the 1950s, racial segregation still existed. Black people couldn't attend the same schools as white people. Black and white people were separated on trains and buses and in other public areas, such as restaurants and movie theaters. 2 key events. In the early 1950s in Kansas, a young black girl, Linda Brown, applied to a school near her house, but she wasn't accepted. Instead, she had to travel a long way to a black-only school. She became famous when her father fought against the local Board of Education. Finally, the U.S. Supreme Court agreed to stop segregation in public schools. Their victory helped all black children to get a better education. In 1955, a 42-year-old black woman, Rosa Parks, sat near the front of a crowded bus in Alabama and refused to give up her seat to a white man. Police were called, and Rosa was put in prison. Rosa's actions inspired the black community to support the civil rights movement. With Martin Luther King as their leader, they refused to use public transport for more than a year until segregation on buses was stopped. Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Martin Luther King was one of the leaders of the civil rights movement. He said, "We are tired of being segregated and humiliated." He believed that all men and women, black or white, are equal members of the human race. Between 1955 and 1968, he traveled over 6 million miles and made more than 3,000 speeches. In August 1963, he gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Over 250,000 people heard him say, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today." In 1964, King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work to end racial discrimination. Tragically, on April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated. He was 39 years old.
MP3 track 123.
1.
Assassination. Assassinate.
2.
Discrimination. Discriminate.
3.
Humiliation. Humiliate.
4.
Segregation. Segregate.
5.
Separation. Separate.
MP3 track 124.
Have you seen the new anti-drugs poster at the bus stop?
No. What's it like?
The poster shows a woman's face. Her skin is white and spotty, and her eyes are dead.
Do you think it's a good poster?
Well, on the one hand, it looks shocking, but on the other hand, it doesn't look real. I don't find it very convincing.
I know what you mean. I don't like posters like that because they're only shocking the first time you see them. I prefer posters that give some information and statistics. I think it's important to know that you can go to prison for a long time if you use illegal drugs.
I don't think statistics are as good as a shocking image. I think the main disadvantage of statistics is that you have to stop and read them. Most people don't have time.
That's true. The best poster I've seen was a photo of a young guy in prison. He was sentenced to 10 years for dealing drugs. To my mind, that was more shocking than a girl's face because it was a true story.
MP3 track 125.
1.
This poster shows a drawing of a mobile phone with a slogan in text language. The message is simple. Keep your phone out of sight.
2.
This poster shows some statistics. The percentages show that many of the victims of mobile phone theft are teenagers.
3.
This poster shows a girl using her mobile phone in a dark street. There's a man who is trying to steal the phone.
MP3 track 126.
1.
Good morning. I want to report the theft of my car.
Yes, sir. When did it happen and where was the car?
It happened last night, I think. I'd come back from the cinema. Normally I park it in my garage, but I didn't yesterday, so it was in the street outside my house. When I left to go to work this morning, the car wasn't there. Someone stole it last night or early this morning.
I see. Well, please fill in this form with your details and a description of the car, and we will begin the search.
2.
Thanks for the opportunity to give my view, and I hope the listeners pay attention. I make money by performing and selling records, but if people don't buy my music, I'm not paid. You might think I'm rich and that it's okay to download my songs for free or to buy pirate copies of my CDs. However, when thousands or millions of fans do it, I get no money. It's just not fair. And let's not forget, it's also a crime.
3.
This is a great party.
Yes, it's fantastic. It's a bit loud though. I hope the neighbours don't complain.
No, it'll be fine. It's going to finish soon anyway. Joe's parents said everyone had to leave before 12 o'clock.
I see. Should I walk home or get the bus? You know there's been some trouble here recently with gangs and muggings.
Don't worry about that. My dad's going to pick me up. We can drive you home.
Thanks.
4.
And I promise you that I will do everything in my power to end corruption. For too long, rich people in this country have been able to do whatever they like. They don't care about your rights as citizens. Now you have a chance to change all that. Vote for me, and you vote for democracy. I have spoken with many people during my campaign, and they all want one thing: the same chances for everyone.
Five.
Oh dear. It says here in the paper that unemployment has hit 25%. Can you believe it? It was never more than 5% when we were working.
It's terrible. And I'm sure it's much worse for young people.
Yes. According to this report, youth unemployment is at 49%.
Well, Penny has been unemployed for 6 months now.
It's bad, I know. But at least she is still living at home. Our granddaughter is very lucky compared to other young people.
6. And today's top story is the arrest of Johnny Fingers, the bank robber. Fingers was hiding out at his grandmother's house. There, police discovered over £1 million buried in the garden. Fingers said he was innocent and that he had never seen the money before in his life. His lawyer says that Fingers is a victim. He also says that police have no idea who robbed the bank and that they are under pressure to make an arrest.